you've been tuned into the news lately, well, then you've been hearing a lot about courts. Almost every hot-button issue, from immigration to reproductive rights, ends up becoming someone's day in court. But how does a legal dispute actually play out? The court system isn't only complicated, it can be seriously intimidating. But don't worry, I promise, we can help you make sense of it. Hi, I'm Gia from FindLaw.com, and today we're going to break down the basics of the U.S. court system. Why are federal courts often in the news? First, it's important to understand that state courts handle issues dealing with state laws, and federal courts handle issues dealing with federal laws, the Constitution, and treaties. Laws about immigration, bankruptcy, copyrights, and many laws against discrimination are federal laws. On the other hand, state laws often cover family issues, criminal matters, real estate laws, and personal injury claims. But one more thing, if a person is suing a person from another state for more than $75,000, they can sue in federal court. Federal lawsuits often make the news because changes in federal law can impact everyone in the United States. How is the federal court system set up? District courts. Cases are always filed in the district court first. This is the lowest level of courts in the federal system. It is also the part of the litigation process where a trial happens. Circuit courts. Let's say you're involved in a lawsuit and the district court rules against you. Does that mean you lose, end of story? Nope, you still have the chance to appeal your case to a higher court. When you do that, your case gets heard by the federal circuit court. Circuit courts have a large panels of judges that hear federal cases coming from multiple states. Circuit courts have jurisdiction over groups of states. For example, the Second Circuit Court of Appeals hears cases from New York, Vermont, and Connecticut. The largest of the appeals courts is the Ninth Circuit, which hears cases from all West Coast states, including California, Alaska, and Hawaii. Supreme courts. Now, let's say you lose your case in the circuit court. What happens next? You still have the opportunity to appeal your case once again, this time to the Supreme Court. However, only about 1% of cases appealed to the Supreme Court are actually heard by the Supreme Court. So more than likely you'll be out of luck. The Supreme Court generally only hears cases where there are important legal questions to be considered. For example, when there's a split between circuit courts on a major legal question such as same-sex marriage or gun ownership. That's a good reason for the Supreme Court to agree to hear the case. And that's it for a crash course on the legal system. You can find more information on federal courts such as case law, case summaries, statutes, codes, and more articles explaining the courts on FindLaw.com. I'm Gia, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to dig a little deeper, visit FindLaw.com for our articles, blogs, and our weekly podcast.